Yo, what's up, fam? It's your boy Strizzy here, and I am back with another podcast, actually. So, this is our first episode of G-Streezy and WhoDatRue Gaming Episode 1. So, what's up, Rue?
What's up, my guy?
What's going on? So, we've been friends for, I don't know how, 2013?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's been a long time, man.
10 plus.
Yeah, I think we met in the club and pop locking and dropping it.
Yeah,
and
uh,
been,
been
been,
stepping up.
yeah, been friends ever since, and came to my wedding and all. So, but yeah. So, how are you guys doing? We're going to talk about some games, some personal stuff, not too personal. Not nothing political, obviously. So, we're just going to get straight into the first topic. So, we're going to address the elephant in the room, and you guys seen this one coming. GTA 6. Are you excited for it? Just tell me your thoughts. Do you plan on pre-ordering it?
I plan on pre-ordering it. I'm very excited for it. Like we've talked about for years now, when we get on 5 and do missions and stuff, and we talk about like what additions are they going to add on to 6, and like the graphics, how they're going to look compared to 5. And by the reports, it looks like it's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, I agree. I've heard a bunch of rumors saying they're going to lock it in at 30 FPS and all this other crap. But I don't even know if that's true or not. I do kind of trust Rockstar when it comes to quality. But 30 frames, I wouldn't think would be a deal breaker. But the fidelity better be on par for it to be 30 frames for me. Because my monitor plays, it can go up to 120, actually. I got a gaming monitor, so. Wasn't cheap, but I do prefer frame rate over fidelity myself. But
Yeah, that's more of your expertise as far as me. I'm a gamer. I'm a casual gamer, I believe. And
yeah,
like I got a monitor. It's Samsung, and I tried my best to get somewhat close to a gaming monitor, but you get in this economy, you gotta do what you can with your budget and not put yourself in a hole.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
but you gotta invest in yourself. It's quality over quantity for sure. And like I was saying, like you said, Rockstar, it never fails as far as quality. Like, as much as we hate the pushback, and they constantly changing dates,
Yeah,
um it's 15 plus years worth of waiting for 6,
yeah.
because once day one hit, obviously we're going to have to deal with the crashing and
Mm-hmm.
people, which we're going to have the gameplay mostly. We ain't gonna get online play until probably like what, 6 months after we get the game or something like that.
Yeah, I think the
So
first game was. I pre-ordered the game 2013, so I think the online came out. I want to say maybe a month. It had so many issues though, man. People were
yeah,
glitching out and dropping money all over the place. People were already billionaires by the time the next month came around. So it's definitely going to have issues online, but the story mode I think will be pretty much solid. I don't think we'll have many issues. Rockstar
yeah.
are perfectionists in that regard, but as far as the gaming monitors, yeah, you're actually the one that got me into them. I was on the TV for the longest time, and then I seen what you got. I'm like, I like the compatibility of the being small and stuff, and that's all I need. And I actually found out gaming monitors are actually way better than actual TVs. So
It's funny. The way I got into gaming monitors is because I used to play on the TV, and
yeah,
then back in the day with my ex-wife, at the time, we were dating. She would sit there and be like, I wish I could watch TV while you play the game. And it was funny, she mentioned that, and I was like, oh, for real? Like, you you want to watch TV while I play the game? And that idea popped in my head of getting, like, getting let her have the TV while I get a gaming monitor and have the monitor like simultaneously either above or beside the TV, so I can see the monitor
Yeah.
and watch TV at the same time. So that's what started it all, as far as me getting a monitor.
Yeah, and my wife, she bless her heart, she's not a gamer. She does like Mario Kart and like The Sims, but she don't
She's,
really game
you
like
know,
that.
she's a casual gamer. You know, like the
Yeah,
ones that Sims and Mario Kart. Um, it's another game like for someone that doesn't game like that, but wants to do something like that.
yeah.
But
I think the older I've gotten, I've become more of a casual. I was always more of a hardcore growing up, and then I don't know, just becoming the dad. Kind of
yeah,
had to back away from it
totally.
quite a bit, obviously. But how is it? That's the next topic I want to get into is gamer dad. What are the setbacks, and should people have kids if they're gamers? I mean, just whatever, you know.
I think it works hand in hand. Um, for anybody that sits there and feels like it's a problem, it can be, but that's only if you allow it to be.
Agreed.
Um, Obviously, as dads, we kind of want that escape from everyday life, and that's where we go to gaming. It's a peace of mind. It's a time for us to like kind of get our mind away from everyday living, bills and things that can stress you out, stuff like that.
Yep.
But you know, our child is the most important thing in our lives and number one thing. So we're not going to like put gaming over them, and it's a lot of sacrifice. Like
Agreed. Especially being
you go from
being a dad's one
constantly,
thing, but
yeah,
being involved dad, that's a totally different ball game.
oh yeah, being present.
Yeah, exactly. Because anybody could be like a baby daddy or whatever, but it just
Takes a lot.
yeah. But outside of that, you could still game. I think it really goes depend on how many you got, and
Yeah, that's sport too.
yeah, that's the big thing because we both have daughters and one just one, but it's definitely different. I will say, but you can
Yeah.
still make time if you want to make time, basically.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, like when mine was born, and I was there for you when you had yours, and you asked me advice and just like
Yep.
how you do it, what you do. It really is. It's really a how would I say this? Trial and error. Yeah, for sure. Um,
Definitely.
at one point you'll get to a point where you're not gaming at all for a while, but that's only because you're trying to adjust to your child's sleeping habits. Just adjust to your habit because you go from like gaming 24/7 whenever you get an opportunity, and then like all of a sudden now your life is flipped upside down and you have to focus on your child, and you and most importantly your sleep.
Oh
So
yeah, definitely. Especially the first
you
2 years, I would say.
first 2 years is critical. Yeah,
Very. But
but once you
mine's 2.5 now, so things are getting a lot easier. She's sleeping through the night stuff, so yeah,
yeah
it's and mine she's great. You know, she was never really fussy unless she's sick or don't feel good.
yeah mine was great. She's 6 now. But she was it, she was great, and obviously kids go through sleep regression,
Yeah,
so you have to get adjusted to that. And just with my schedule at the time, which I mean it's still kind of the same schedule, but at the time I was working at a beer company, so I had to adjust to you know getting her sleep and getting me sleep, and then like she'll wake up in the middle of the night, so I had to get up and give her a bottle, or get her back to sleep. And it was hard.
yeah,
And I credit obviously myself, but I credit my ex-wife too. Like we definitely were partners, and it was definitely hard at the time. Like we both are obviously first new parents, so we're trying to get things acclimated, like with being
Mm-hmm.
with a kid. Just things you want to do when you're single, you better do, because when you
Yeah.
have a kid, you have to alternate those plans drastically. Like, you can't
Well,
go out like
yep.
you used to. You can't just up and go hang out with your boys or go play ball or whatever the case may be. You gotta make sure your child is okay.
Yep.
Like
And on top of all the other things, just being an adult and you know,
just being an adult.
yeah, that alone is already busy, and then you got drop kids into it and a wife. So
No. But like at the end of the day, um, me and G-Streezy would never, ever, ever like I can never see myself going back to that. Like I enjoy every moment with my child. I love being a dad, and G-Streezy can contest to that. Like it's the best feeling in the world being a dad.
it is challenging but rewarding.
Yeah, most definitely. And just seeing your child just grow each and every day, and like it's kind of like playing a video game. Like how you start off you at the bottom of the barrel, you learning the controllers and the like Battlefield or Call of Duty or whatever. You start off with nothing, and then like you just gradually see it progress into something more. And that's basically what is your kid. Your kid is like just a baby, and all they can do is eat, sleep, and poop. But then they drastically change. Like those first 2 years are like that, and
Yeah.
then like after two, it's like they get independent. They don't want you to
Mm-hmm.
help with certain things no more like you used to, and it's like, oh man, like you used
Yeah.
to let me, cook your food up. Now you wanna,
Yeah.
now
And
you
now you
want
won't let me
to be
do
like,
anything.
yeah, you won't let me do anything. Like, Dad, I got it. Though. I don't need your help. Like, whoa, whoa, okay. Well,
And at the same time, that's kind of how I was. I was always a do-it-yourself. Even working on cars and stuff, I don't even take my cars to mechanics or anything. I just do everything myself. And the scary part is that my daughter's just like that, man. She don't want me doing anything. She's already brushing her teeth and, bathing herself. I'm like, golly, what? Slow down.
and
be
that's
a
crazy.
kid.
It is wild to see your child like. I always told my ex-wife this. I told her like our child got like the best versions of us. Like to see your child and they act just like you is
Yeah,
it's fun.
and
It's like a
and just seeing some of the features they have, and you could just see yourself and your wife inside of them. That's crazy.
yep,
Even
yep,
down to like if you have dimples, man.
yeah.
It's crazy.
And I know you and yours have said this numerous times. Like, oh yeah, that's you all day. Like y'all, like whenever your daughter does something, it's like, okay, yeah, that's me. Or she do something else, then that's your wife.
Yeah, exactly. Um, so yeah, just being a gamer dad, man. If you plan on having kids, in this economy especially, um, just be mindful. It's not easy. It's it's fun at the same. It can be fun, but I think again that goes back to how many you have. Because I grew up in a house of like, I think there was 7 of us, and then
Mhm.
my parents were foster parents on top of that, so it was a circus at my house all the time. So I just never,
Yeah.
for me personally, never wanted a huge family. I just wanted, I would have been fine, being single. I wasn't really looking for nothing, when I was growing up or even in my 20s, man. I was just living life. I didn't care whether I got married, had kids, or whatever. And, my family would always pressure me, like, hey, when you get married, like, when you having kids, I'm like, I got to find the right person first. But
Absolutely.
outside of that, I guess we can move on to the next topic, guys. We're going to talk about, I guess, Xbox. What the crap is going on with Xbox, man? They went up on the price on Game Pass, the consoles. Like, what the crap is going on with Xbox, man?
I had an Xbox One, and then when it went to Series, I came back to PlayStation, and I came back to PlayStation because of Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
When Spider-Man 1 came out,
yeah,
and I had to get it. I was, being a Marvel fan like I am, I was like, I need to play Spider-Man, like, because growing up we had Nintendo and then Sega, and then I mean, it's crazy to sit back and think about how Nintendo was the game besides Sega, but like Nintendo was the number one console, and then probably the late 90s started kind of transferring to PlayStation, but it was always like
and the Genesis,
Genesis, it was Sega and PlayStation, and then Xbox slowly became a thing, and then it went from Sega got bought. I forgot who bought Sega, but Sega got bought out, and then it was PlayStation, and I think PlayStation, I think Sony bought.
I think Sega's still around. I think they just got out of the console space. Obviously, they still own like Sonic and all that. Them little Asian games, what are they called? Yakuza. I think they own those. I never got into those personally.
But they came out of the console wars.
Yeah, and I think they own like, what was that Street Fighter? Capcom owns that, don't they?
Capcom.
Yeah.
Capcom.
But yeah, Sega, they were dominating back in the 90s, and then PlayStation came around. And then they came out with that Sega Saturn. You remember that thing? That thing was like $700 when it came out.
Yeah, I remember Sega Saturn, because I believe my mom had got it. And wasn't it like attached to the Sega?
Yeah, I think it was very similar to PlayStation, where it had the CD. And then I think you had, was it N64 at the time? Or was it the Dream? I don't know. They had the Dreamcast first, I thought. Or was that after Saturn?
We are definitely showing our age.
Yeah, I almost forgot about the Sega Dreamcast. I don't know if that came before the Saturn or after.
I think it came after Dreamcast. Yeah.
Yeah, but the Dreamcast, a lot of people like that one.
Oh, I love the Dreamcast. I remember playing it in my aunt's house. I forgot what game it was. I could correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was Midnight Club or something, where it was a racing game, and I still remember it to this day. The song that played was like it was an old 80s song. And I can't quite remember off the top of my head. I wish I would stop thinking about it and just let it come out. But if I ever, next episode, I definitely will have the name in the game. But I played the mess out of the game.
Yeah, and then I think I never owned I actually never owned the Xbox, but I did own the N64. Everybody owned GoldenEye, man. That was the game that brought back the first-person genre, because I wasn't even into first-person shooters to that drop. And then, Battlefield, that's when I really got into first-person shooters. Never was a Call of Duty guy. I played Modern Warfare 2019 Call of Duty. That was fun, because Battlefield was kind of 2042, it was a fun game, man, but it wasn't like my Battlefield 5 and 6 and 3 and 4 and all them. But
Battlefield is still trying to find his footing.
Yeah, and I think they did a really good job with the most recent one. They kind of went back, to the old school, like what the veterans really like. So it actually has no microtransactions, but of course when the free Battle Royale version comes out, that's when they'll start dropping battle passes and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm okay with, as long as it's just skins.
Yeah. The Battlefield, was it 1 or 5, with the black guy with the scar on his face?
I think 1. I think that was Battlefield 1.
was the one. That was the only Battlefield game I fully played and played the story mode and beat the story mode and like really just
Oh,
got
wow.
got online with you. I think a couple times. That was the only that was the peak for me, as far as like.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And I think
I've been.
Call of
I'm sorry. Go
when
ahead.
it got out of you get when it got. I was trying to think of the peak for me as far as Call of Duty. I think it was before they got to getting on like climbing the walls and shooting off the walls and stuff like
Oh
that. I know it
yeah.
was Black Ops. Yeah, when they started doing that, I was like, okay, this is this is when I exit.
Mm. Right. What's up, fam? Sorry for the delay here. Had to switch cameras around and stuff. Um, but we're gonna get right back to it. And I do apologize if there is a lag on my side. I'll have to fix that. So, but yeah, back to Xbox. I think I'm just trying to figure out what is their thing with keep raising the prices on Game Pass and the console. What do you think about that, Root?
Well, by you know, I know we ain't getting political, but with everything going on in the world and everything going up, it was bound to happen. Like
True.
with Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, all the consoles, to compensate for the resources they needed to continue to provide us with, games and access passes and stuff like that, or whatever the case they want to call it. But um, it's a far cry from when we were playing video games, just 1v1 or just, single player things to
Mm-hmm.
now we're connected with everybody. And you really can't, it's really hard to have a single player game now when everything you play is a multiplayer game.
That's true. And everything now it's getting to the point where we're just going to have to buy digital, man, because when we buy the CD, you don't even own the game anymore. You basically just own the license to it because you still have to download
It's,
the game. So it really don't do
it's,
you no good to buy physical media anymore.
and then everything is so microtransaction. So
Yeah, very true. Um, I think they, I think they blame a lot of that on tariffs, man. But I think a lot of that, we don't mean to get political, guys, but I think a lot of that just goes back to corporate greed, if you ask me.
that's that's all.
Yeah,
That's what that's what it all boils down to. Because I've had a conversation with you multiple times about 2K, like
yeah,
how it went from you had to grind, like seriously play the game and get better at it. Then now you can fork out $100, and now your dude is 99, and you can do
yeah. Basically, buy your way to the
everything.
top.
Yeah, buy your way to the top. And then like obviously no gripe to them, because I mean like we basically on the same level as them, trying to get to where they are.
Right.
But like these streamers and stuff, like it went from everybody kind of being on the same level to now where like these streamers get early access to things, and then they get the luck stuff, and like they have their own access to certain things. So now, not saying that like some of these guys are better than us, because I mean like
Yeah,
you can get online and play a streamer and beat them, and then like you be like, oh, I beat such such. But like you know not to forget that we are all human and nobody's better than the other, in the sense it just someone caught fire, streaming and putting their product out, and,
true.
and like people forget like it's a business. Everybody's trying to get
That's it.
paid some type of way. And um like G-Streezy was saying, I mean, I have a podcast with a buddy of mine. We talk about wrestling, and wrestling that got corporate. Like it went from storylines and just overall product to now you have to literally pay to watch wrestling. Where it used to be you could just turn it on TV and it be on. And the only thing you had to pay for was a pay-per-view. Now you have to pay for everything just to see a weekly show.
Pretty
So
much. I think Nintendo's the same way. They know they can get away with it. So I think when the Switch 2 came out, they were wanting to sell games for like $90 or something. I heard. I don't know if they got
Yeah.
away with that or not. I don't know a whole lot about it, but PlayStation, of course, they went up on PS Plus a couple times, and then, but I think the PlayStation 5, just the basic version, it only went up like $50. But I think they got the Pro version. That thing's like $700, man,
It's
just for
ridiculous.
slightly better graphics.
And then like um with that, it's like eventually we're getting. I know we had talked about this, and you and I had talked about this out of the pod, but certain games are going to be worth paying for.
Yeah,
Like GTA is
yeah,
reportedly going to be
GTA 6
$10,
definitely. Yeah,
it'll be $100. And as insane as that sounds to gamers like us and everybody out in the world, it's going to be worth it. Because I'd rather pay $100 for a game, but look how long GTA 5 has lasted.
Exactly. Especially
Came
the
out.
online,
Like,
man. As long as they update the, and I like that business model where you don't have to pay for anything, literally. All the updates are free, and you know some people say, "Oh, it's pay to win" and stuff like that, which I understand, because they got GTA Plus and crap now. But you literally, I don't look at
look
GTA.
at Fortnite.
Yeah, yeah. They just,
Fortnite the same way.
yeah, it's basically just skins on that though, you know. But
Yeah.
the whole GTA Plus thing, you know, I did an update. I'll leave that in the description below, guys, if you want to check out the GTA Plus. But I even thought it was worth it, man. If you play GTA like that, I just personally kind of got out of GTA a little bit because it's just I've been playing the game for like 12 plus years. So at this point, I'm just ready for 6. And you know, Red Dead, great game, but Rockstar just decided to pull the plug on it because you know GTA 6 it required all hands on deck. So, which that's understandable because Red Dead it sold well, but a lot of people just weren't buying the gold in there. That's why I feel like they just quit because it's not really making them a bunch of money anymore. The online portion, exactly.
And speaking of all hands on deck, how you feel about that Wolverine trailer?
Oh, that looks good. That looks really good. It's almost like a God of War of Wolverine.
Yeah,
That's the vibe I get.
It reminds me of the old PlayStation 4 version.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was PlayStation 4 Wolverine. Yeah, based off the movie
Yeah,
Wolverine Origins.
and I feel like PlayStation 5, this generation's been lackluster on games. What you had Spider-Man 2, God of War, Horizon Forbidden West, and they remastered The Last of Us like 12 times. I love the game, but Jesus, like, give us something new, man. But I think we had maybe 4 exclusives total, and PS4 it had like 20 of them. So PS4 blew PS5 out the water when it comes to exclusives, man. Of course, the PS5 is more powerful and everything, but I don't know. PS4 to me just it had a lot more better games, I guess. If you ask me, like I said, the quality of PS5 is obviously better, but I don't know. I feel like when it comes to exclusives, though, PS4 really knocked it out of the park.
And what upsets me about the PS5 is that, like, you know, not to return to a dark era of human society, but like during the COVID era,
Yeah,
trying to get the PS5 during that era was
that was a nightmare.
horrendous. Yeah,
I wasn't. I was able to get my hands on mine about a year later. I usually wait about a year, and there was like 2 left on the Walmart website. I clicked real quick. I was able to, you know, go ahead and buy it, but then when I looked again, it was already sold out. I'm like, geez. But yeah, it was a nightmare trying to get a PS5. I had a buddy that paid like $1,000 for his PS5. I'm like, dude, I wouldn't have done that. But you know,
luckily
it's up to you.
A guy that was selling his. I mean, he needed the money because him and his wife, you know, they needed money. And a buddy at GameStop of mine, he put me on. He was like, "Hey, I got a guy that's trying to sell his PlayStation 5," and I was like, "Okay, yeah, I you know." And thank God he's a gamer, so you know, us gamers, we're gonna take care of our stuff. We ain't gonna just, especially something that costs $500 something. You're gonna take care of your game.
Exactly.
So I had to go through a person to get the PlayStation 5 rather instead of going through like Walmart or Target or whatever the case may be. But now we've in the sixth, 7 year of no, I think about 6. Is it 6 or 5 of PlayStation 5 being out, and now they talking about a PlayStation 6.
Yeah, I feel like we just got the PS5.
Yeah, the PS5 just got going like
Yeah, it's just now
3 years
getting.
ago.
Yeah, it's just now dropping some actual good games.
And now you talk about PlayStation
All right,
6.
guys. So we're going to wrap up this podcast here. Of course, if you guys like to see this stuff, we will continue it. Just depends on how much love I get on the channel. Make sure y'all guys go check out WhoDatRue. I will link all his socials and his, I think his Twitch, correct? And YouTube.
Yes, sir.
I can link all his stuff down in the description, so y'all go check him out. But we're going to get into the last topic here. We're going to talk about, what was it? Where do we think gaming is going with the AI, and like GTA rumored to have AI in their game and age verification and all this other crap. So what are your thoughts on that one?
I'm excited, but then also kind of
Scared?
weary about it. I mean, obviously we ain't gonna stop it. It's
Right.
going to happen. I mean, that's just the way of human society. But I'm excited because it makes the game. That's why GTA is probably in the top 3 of all-time games, because they are constantly evolving, constantly adding new things to their product and pushing the barrier of gaming.
Yep, agreed.
And with the rumors that you and I discussed about like the NPCs knowing who you are, and like they having cameras follow you, and like pretty much like in real life, you do a crime, there's nowhere in the city you can hide unless you be strategic about it, like shaving your hair, changing your hair color, and the certain clothes you wear, and like cars you drive and stuff like that. So we can't just up and shoot somebody in the middle of the street and not be noticed. So
Yeah, I agree. And then they're coming out with this age verification crap where you got to upload your ID or something, which I think is ridiculous. I don't think the government should get involved in my hobbies. That should be up to the parents.
absolutely.
Of course, they always going to blame video games for violence and all this other crap. I never understood that. That's like blaming a misspelled word on your pencil, man. It don't make sense.
But the video game and the reason is the parent. Like
Right, exactly. It all goes back to parents.
game.
They just let their kids do what they want, and that affects us as gamers, because it's like, why are y'all getting involved in our hobby? Like we don't mess with y'all's hobbies. Leave us alone, man. But
They literally put like ratings on games to let you
yeah,
know, hey,
exactly. Rated M for mature. If it rated M for mature and it says 17, my daughter will never play Grand Theft Auto 6. I won't allow it. You know what I mean? So it's like,
ask you at the thing, like let me see your ID.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, obviously, you can tell we adults, so like they ain't gonna ask or whatever the case may be. But like it all boils down back to the household. You're not finna sit here and look at a game and literally see in the commercials that they got women shaking their butts,
Yeah,
and explosions and stuff, and think that game is suitable for a child.
exactly. If they're older and they're mature enough to play it, then so be it. But you can't blame video games for people's ignorance.
Nope.
And then they're talking about like you got to upload your ID on a third-party site just to play. Like what? People can kids can get around that. They could just go steal their ID out of the parent's purse and upload it. That, I mean, it ain't gonna solve anything.
It's really not.
I don't get it. But I am looking forward to GTA 6. But yeah, the AI stuff is scary. It's very helpful, but I don't like it when it's people out of a job. That's what I don't like. That's why I was going to school for a little bit for IT stuff, but then I seen how technology was going. I'm like, I'm not getting into this. I'm just going to have to get more into blue collar stuff, like work. I'm good with my hands anyway. I'm kind of a jack of all trades. I don't mean to, lift myself up or brag about anything, but kind of a jack of all trades. I'm good with technology. I'm good with my hands. I'm just good all the way around. I'm a neat freak. I mean,
You gotta be confident, man. You gotta
Yeah,
talk your
yeah. I try to be humble at the same time, but yeah,
That's
I just see how this AI stuff is going. It is, like I said, it's very helpful. Especially if you're trying to fix something like me, like I said, with cars. If I got to fix something, I could just go to that Google AI and it'll tell you exactly what to do. I'm like, wow. So,
yeah. I'm with you on that. Like, I try to, we are a unique generation because we was there for the older generation, and then
mm-hmm.
we was there for the birth of what we have now.
Yep.
So it's like we are the bridge between it all. And I still pay with cash. You know, I still go inside to pay pump and get
Yeah,
gas. Like
yeah.
I don't pay with a credit card at the thing. Only every so often, but like I still try to stay within the realm of old school things, but
Yeah.
try to be new school at certain things as well. So
Yeah, pretty much. And it's just, like I said, it's getting crazy, y'all. I just, I don't like it when it puts people out of a job, like I said, just like, just us YouTubers, man. What's going to happen in the future? They're going to put my face on something and fake it and then pretend it's me, and then y'all won't ever have to watch my channel again. You can just go watch AI. That's what scares me too. But of course, this isn't a career for me. This is just a hobby. I don't think I'll ever look at this as like a full time. Oh, I have to get up and go to work type thing. I just if I ever come to that point, I just won't do YouTube anymore. But I literally love doing this. That's why I put so much money into it, and I never gave up. I've had my channel now for like 3 years, 3 or 4 years now, and I've just now had 500 subs. Some people blow up overnight and get 50,000 subs overnight, but I didn't care about that. When you go into it as a hobby, man, you won't be disappointed. But if you go into it, I got a buddy of mine. Um, he would just get upset when nobody watches his videos and likes it. I'm like, well, you got to give it time, man, and really just enjoy what you do. Enjoy your craft, because like I said, if you don't, you're gonna be disappointed. So
that's why me and my buddy Ryan, our podcast, Wrestling Roundtable, but we talk about wrestling. I mean, because that's something I grew up watching. It's a passion of mine. It entertains me. And like I love storytelling,
yeah,
and that's another form of a storytelling. Like people think, oh man, that's just choreographed, uh, fake fights. Like
yeah,
yeah, it's choreographed, but that's just like a movie.
yeah,
A movie is the same thing, but with a movie is certain aspects of it is fake, but with wrestling everything is real. When they go in that ring and they slamming each other on the mat, that mat is not,
that crap
you know
hurts.
yeah, mat hurts. And like when they hit each other with chairs and stuff, that hurts.
Yeah,
That's real life. And at the drop of a dime, you could brutally injure yourself. You could literally almost kill yourself. So
yeah, especially if it's anything physical. I feel like people misinterpret it as being fake. I think they call it what, predetermined. Like
predetermined. Yeah.
yeah, they know the outcome. So
Yeah. And then
the injuries and stuff are still real though.
yeah, absolutely. And like it's crazy because it's predetermined, but like anything can happen within that match, and then they have to shift
Yeah,
the
exactly.
like pivot. And you know, we discuss the storytelling, but then also the overall product of it all. Because I mean, like we try to shine light on these are real people. These are
Hmm.
not fake people. These are actual people doing what they love to do, which is entertain us. So
And me, man, I used to love wrestling, especially growing up, Attitude Era, and then the Ruthless. I think it was Ruthless Aggression era. I think that's when
yep.
I really stopped. I watched it for a little bit after that, but I really couldn't get into it. But the WWE 2K games are actually really fun, so I still enjoy them when they come to PS Plus or whatever. But
Mhm.
yeah, after 2K took it over, dude, them games are phenomenal now. Of course, they're kind of greedy, but at the same time, they are phenomenal games graphically, and like they just feel like the real thing if you
Yeah,
play it.
absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah, I guess that's all we have time for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe on my page, and make sure you guys check out my friend WhoDatRue. And you guys, if you like this kind of stuff, make sure you guys stay to the channel, and we will do a lot more podcasts in the future. Just depends on, you know. Well, even if it doesn't get a lot of love, you know, we could still do it and have fun with it. So.
Yeah, I mean, because I enjoy just having discussions with people that are close to me, like
Yep.
G-Street,
Same here.
and you know, maybe shining the light on stuff that people may not know
Or
they
may not
already
even
know
talk
and
about, you know.
yeah, may not even talk about. But
Yeah.
it's just nice to talk, because
Yeah.
most of the time
Yeah.
people don't do it anymore. You know, we all stay to ourselves.
Especially
we
us
have
men.
life. Yeah, especially. So, like, we just want to talk about life.
Yep.
And these are
Yeah, I feel
things
like
that
women.
interest us.
Yeah, I feel like women don't have as much of an issue as we do. We just seem to like. I hate to say it, but a lot of us men suffer in silence a lot. So it's good to just talk to a buddy, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys can come join our Discord. I will link. That'll always be in the description below. But hopefully you guys have a good one. Have a blessed day, and we'll see you in the next podcast, guys. All right, everyone. Take care. Peace.